Hello and welcome back to part 4 of the Lubu campaign. We now own our little section of the map here, starting with Liang in the northwest, moving all the way south to Hanchong, which we secured in the last episode, and we of course still have Chang'an and Luoyang, the historical capitals. We continue to share a border with Cao, which is now expanded a little bit, with Chen Liu, Wan, and well, he can't attack from Shangyong yet, but this is a matter of time before it belongs to Cao. If we look at the numbers between our two factions, we actually now outnumber Cao by a considerable margin, as Cao is skirmishing with the south in Jinyi, with Liu Bei in the east, and with Yuan Shao in the north. So he's really very much in the squeezed middle here. So our plan now is to march south, take Liu Mao's faction out, not Liu Jiang, as Liu Mao was the son that inherited in this scenario. There are quite a few cities to take, but they are all fairly underpopulated. We can see Liu Mao does have similar amounts of troops to us, but he also has gates where troops are stationed, and gates is going to be where I want to start off, because I've been playing with a different scenario in the background in my own free time, and I noticed a little trick which I hope to show off to you soon. Most of you will probably already know this, but I think it's quite handy to know. Also, I think I need to wait a turn or two for these troops to arrive. I've done a little bit of housekeeping in the background, nothing substantial, just making sure officers are where they need to be. So I'm going to resume in a second. Before I get on to that, however, my envoy from Rome has arrived. And what have you brought me, Rome? The ability to use catapults from a tile of an additional 1 range, which is huge. Sadly, on my siege weapon Gao Shun, I've been using primarily, doesn't have catapults, but I think Zhu Jun, who in the last episode we extended his life a little bit, he has catapult formation, so he will very much be able to make use of that. It now means if I want to attack the Hulao Gate, I could have, say, Zhu Huang and Lu Ji in the front line, and we could have Zhu Jun and catapults firing from the back. So that's a very nice bonus for when we're going to be sieging cities. I just need an additional turn. Ooh, what's this? What is this? Oh, more troops from the Qing. Ignoring that, we'll send our trade delegation back. Let's have a quick look. Who are we using? Someone in my previous comments section in the last video said that I could be sending out the mediocre officers to boost their leadership stats, and that is very, very much a valid choice, because the lower your stats are when you send your units on a trade delegation, the higher an increase they get. So if I were to say, for example, send Zhen Yu out on a trade delegation, he'd probably get a leadership point or 2, so it's quite good. However, I want Zhen Yu in the field, so I'm not going to do that with him, sadly. But I will send my 2 special envoys. As we saw, we've been getting huge gains, so I want to continue that. Special envoys, Kai Yang, and then do I send Kai Yan or do I send Wang Yan? There's not much in it between them, so Wang Yan, off you go. And how much friendship do we have here? Oh, it's going to be 2 trades anyway, and for what I want to do, I need 20,000 gold, so I'm just going to send them out with a little bit more supplies until Fa Cheng is happy. There you go. Okay, moving back to the point I was originally trying to make, I am going to attack this gate to demonstrate something I have noticed but had overlooked, and is not hugely game-changing and is actually quite costly in terms of the troops it costs, but it's something that could be kept in mind. So I'm going to send Wu Bu, Zhang Liao and Gao Shun out to attack the gate. These 3 only need a small amount of troops, and just the usual support in the back, say Dao Chan and Yanxi. You've seen this army a million times now, we know what it does. It buffs our units. So Gao Shun is going to be attacking the gate. Wu Bu and Zhang Liao are going to be absorbing some of the damage to just keep the ram topped up. And Yan Shi and Gao Shun are just going to sit in the back, hopefully not in range of the tower, or the gate's towers. This is how I like to approach the gate in general when I know that the AI could potentially deploy for me. They probably won't, but there we are, we're marching on the gate. So Gao Shun's leadership just increased from 89 to 90. Keep that in mind. And then we're going to make work of this gate. Hey, Wang Yi, he's developed a little bit more. He'll probably die of his old age at some point soon. Okay, I positioned those troops badly. Volleys from gates do tremendous damage, something to keep in mind. And we're taking quite a lot of casualties. Oof. But Gao Shun's leadership has just gone up again. So in the process of attacking this gate, it's not even down yet. We've gained 1 whole leadership stat and a bit more if you consider I was probably quite full of leadership EXP early on. So Wu, you can retreat now. So this has been very costly. We lost 3,000 troops in Gao Shun's units, 1,000 of Gao Chan's, that was my mistake admittedly, 3,000 of Lu Bu's. So this is only something to do when you have the spare troops, which we don't really do in Huanzhong because reinforcing it is an absolute nightmare. But I wanted to show there is a way of increasing troops quite substantially. And what this will enable us to do now is have reinforcements come in from, what's that city there, Tianshui, through this path, rather than coming through the eastern path via Chang'an, which takes quite a bit longer. And there's also plenty more gates for us to attack. There's Hulao Gate, Wu Gate, Baishui Gate, and Jiangyi Gate. So I am interested to see how well Gao Shun will be able to develop by the time he's finished these gates off. Just to demonstrate, the AI is telling me this takes 79 days, which is 8 turns, which is probably not even accurate, so it's probably going to be closer to 9 months to get, not 9 months, sorry, 3 months to get supplies over from Chang'an to Hanzhong. So we need to bear that in mind. Any offensive we make, we're going to have to commit to. It's now 198, which means Yuan Shao is going to get a little bit of a boost, but so is Gongsun Zan, not Gongsun Zan, Liu Bei, because Liu Bei is going to borrow Zhao Yun from Gongsun Zan, and Gongsun Zan is now down to a little rump. This will give Yuan Shao a bit more of a boost, which in turn will create a little bit more pressure against Cao Cao, so that works in our favour. Of course, it's another year now, so there will be more officers to find, and it being 198, I think there's one in particular that I have in mind. There we go. Okay, he hasn't joined us, but he will the next turn. We have got Sima Yi, and if you want to see Sima Yi in action, please watch my Sima Yi campaign, which there'll be a playlist for on my channel. I'll cover him a little bit just now, and he won't come with his family, so he won't be nearly as good as he was. 11 turns. There we are, he's always notoriously awkward, Sima Yi, but where are you? So he hasn't got his confidants, he hasn't got his family. None of these officers I think belong to me right now. Zhu Shou maybe? I thought he was due to die of old age, Zhu Shou. Sorry about this, just getting distracted. I just need to know, is he an officer in my force, Zhu Shou? Yes. Oh, never mind, he's some no-name officer that I'll never ever deploy. Okay, going back to Sima Yi. God, his friend's horrendous. If you compare it to Zhuge Liang's friends, who has Guan Yu, no, he hasn't got Guan Yu, he's got Zhang Fei, Liu Bei, Zhao Yun, Jiang Wei, he's got Zhu Shu, he's got Jiang Wan, he's got like the best of the best. And this chap here, Sima Yi, Wang Chan in Shu, Zhang He in Yuan Shu's faction, Wu Ji, no-name officer. Anyway, what Sima Yi is going from, AoE disorder and a morale decrease. This is like the intelligence equivalent of Lu Bu's tactic. He's got vantage ground, so he gets a free stat bus. buff. His tactics are simply more powerful just because he's Sima Yi. His stats are brilliant across the board. He has vantage ground, so he gets a defensive buff even further. He doesn't get, well, he does get confused, but he doesn't get his stats hindered when his supplies are cut off, and he's not particularly hurt by traps. He also has pen and sword level 2, which is particularly useful for us, and then a wide range of formations, including catapult. And with 99 leadership, I think he is quite possibly the strongest catapult unit in the game, just from his stats. That's something to keep in mind. Maybe we do find a use for Sima Yi, but a somewhat unconventional one. And a dash. Oh, dash doesn't work for siege weapons, obviously. But it is a waste of not being able to use his unique tactic, because if you are in siege weapon formation, you can only use the siege weapon tactics. But by the by, Sima Yi is someone I definitely want to recruit, so I'm going to try and do that however I can. There he is. Sima Yi is ours. So in 2 turns, we'll probably make Sima Yi our strategist. There's always a trap for Lu Bu to walk into, so that'll take him a while to recover from. And if we have a quick look at our administration, of course got these Imperial Academies to boost the Gao Shun experiment of the gates. Mind you, would Sima Yi even really help here? Probably not, no. That being said, he will give us some additional movement for our supply chains and some reduced supply consumption, so I think it'll be good to use Sima Yi regardless. Even if his... now, whose title will he get? I need... plus... whose rank will I give you? Kaiyan? Are you going to be demoted? Sima Yi? No, he needs more than that. He needs +4. I'd have to give him my item. Oh well, I don't need max intelligence with him right at the moment. And if I do, I'll just change him around for Fa Cheng. So Sima Yi, welcome to the team. Lu Bu is causing a traffic jam here because nobody can actually get. That's good. One more. Let's see what stat buffs we've got. Oh. Okay, well I wasn't quick enough to read that, obviously. So Zhang Ji getting a nice hefty buff. Suzy, who might be a confidant of Sima Yi's as well, I'm not entirely sure. Sai Yong's got his charisma increased, as is Zhang Yao, as Wang Yi. Look at that. Wang Yi's strength increased by 3. Wang Yi's leadership increased by 2. So this is the diminishing returns I was talking about. If we sent someone like Dao Chan over, she'd get quite a hefty buff to our leadership. But if I could spare her from the field, that would be something potentially worth doing. But I like using her as much as I can, so I can't spare having her away for half a year. It looks like he's coming to fight me, which would be more traps, more traps. Well, it'd be a strange move, certainly. There is no way these units are able to go toe-to-toe with Zhang Liao, Lu Bu and Gao Shun. The thing with Liu Mao, if we have a look at his admin, oh yeah, he's got level 4 arrow, but he's got base morale. He's going to be quite a weak army to fight, so... here we go. If I just have to slowly navigate my way around and just try and get everyone in range if I can. Ma Ridi, who I talked about briefly in the last episode, is both Goose Formation officer, so he's ranged and he has a confidant, so he's just a casual addition to our team. This isn't going to go as well for this chap as he probably thinks. He's only doing a fair bit of damage to Lu Bu because of, well... oh, that volley. That volley's... okay, here we go. Here's the tactics. It didn't do as much as I thought it would, to be honest. Well, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be enough. Just have to be careful that we don't get annihilated by this volley trait. Now, from the Bai Shui gate, Gao Shun will have enough troops to defeat the gate regardless. Oh, it's Wu Yi. He's come out in reserve. Yeah, hopefully he'll mark. No, he's probably going to sit behind the gate, I should imagine. That actually changes things somewhat. If I move back, he might decide to march on through once we're done, possibly. This is very, very uneventful gameplay, I'm aware of that. Oh, there we go. Wang Yi has entered the field and he's entered a duel with Zhang Liang. Surprisingly, he has lost this duel. It'd be nice if I could capture him, as he's a brilliant ministrant and he's confused and... Come on. Events. So I want Lu Bu to move out of the way. And I want Gao Shun to march his way towards the Bai Shui gate. Our troops are coming. And Zhang Ren. Look at that, they're emptying the city for us. What I might do now as a precautionary measure is bring these Qiang officers along. So, where are they? These are the best of the outlanders in the mountains, and I may send them around to do a little bit of a detour, shall we say. Oh god, I do need more troops, so I'm just going to keep sending them along. 26,829, along with the supplies. And along with the gold. I do have a plan for this gold. Not to worry. We do have a plan. Capture him. No. Go on. Okay, what? Ah, Mari D. I forgot the cautious trait makes him retreat. It's the AI's decision. So Mari D's now going to walk back to base because that's what Mari D wants to do. And we have absolutely no say in that whatsoever. So that sucks, but there we are. That is probably why I'm not going to use Mari D. Cautious is arguably worse than reckless, as there's nothing I can do now to stop him retreating. Come on, get in there, Gao Shun. Get in there, Gao Shun. There we are. Nicely done. So what I'm going to do is have Lu Bu retreat back into the city, because he's at 200 troops. Zhang Liao is going to move one back. And we're just going to let Gao Shun hammer away at the gate. Yeah, he's doing plenty of damage. And there's our third leadership point for him at the game, now up to 92. However, that's not including ranks or titles, so he is up... Oh, just +2, no items. Well, he is up to 94. That's very, very good for Gao Shun, and we haven't finished yet. Okay, I see you, Zhang Ren, I see you. And you are now captured in our gate. So, I just want to point out as well, in our administration, I now have arrow level 8. Oh, only level 8. Okay, well, we will change that to level 10, I think. So, what I can do, of course, is send out a full strength, courageous, of course, because it is Gao Shun. But you'd only need 3,000 troops to get the most assaults. That's 1,400 plus 68, so that's 1,480. And this is 1,400, bit less than 1,480, but with a fraction of the troops. Oh no, I can't get out. Okay, that sucks. There's a traffic jam, you'll need to retreat for me to chase him. Okay, not to panic, we'll get there. Come on, move out the way, move out the way, move out the way. You know you want to retreat. Well, your morale's going to decrease anyway. Perfect. Gao Shun, get in there. Take out Zhang Ren. There's no way he's escaping from Gao Shun. There is no way that even the AI is going to let that happen. Go, Gao Shun. Go, 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 go. Ah, naturally there's a fire trap. My time is near. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Falling into a fire. Okay, Zhang Ren gets away. He's outsmarted me. And I know there's always traps in this pass. There always is. And that cost a lot of troops. Not in terms of our net gain, because we still have plenty here. Oh, Wang Yi, not giving anything away yet. We still have plenty of troops, but I'm going to have to work to clear this pass, and I think I have an idea as to how to do it. Here come our delegation back. A little bit more food, more experience for our guys, and more gold, which we now have more than we can use, so our supply problem should be a thing of the past. Speaking of which, well, that's not a good exchange rate. So we may as well send them back for one final delegation. How much friendship? Yeah, so I don't need... too much. I'll give you 6,000 gold, 2,000 troops, 12,000 supplies. That should do it. And then we'll get the very potent shield wall tactic. Temporarily I'm going to change my doctrine to boost develop transport up to max, simply because this is so incredibly painful trying to get my supplies over to Hanchong, and that should give it a bit of a boost. So the plan here, it comes in two parts, and the first is this combination here, Sima Yi and Wang Yi. So I only touched upon this slightly, and that is the prudent trait that causes damage to you from traps to be reduced. Doesn't specify by how much, but reduced is reduced. So we want that. And Wang Yi has Famed Mirror, which reduces the period of disorder. So Wang Yi and Sima Yi are going to go do a little bit of, shall we say, trap clearance, and then the other three are just going to come along in support. Should I talk about Wang Yi now? Okay, why not? So Wang Yi is a fairly unique female officer, and that she has quite high leadership. Only 72, so not high, but high enough. She has talented women as well, so her and neighbouring officers' disorders are going to be more potent, which she can make use of a fairly respectable intelligence for. And she has a unique trait, not a unique trait, a unique tactic, which applies restraint, increases your morale, nothing special. Probably better off teaching a disorder to make use of talented women. But she is female, and that is where the potential comes in. So there is a plan here, not to worry. You may even guess what I'm going for, quite possibly. But first of all, we need to have everyone can just sort of pop out here, but Sima Yi can go ahead, and as can Wang Yi, somewhat in reserve, just to keep Sima Yi free of disorder. And we've hit a trap. We've hit a trap. This is why we brought Wang Yi out. Sima Yi is already down a fair amount of troops, but hopefully the Famed Mirror will come into effect here. But ignoring this for now, this is my big brain idea. This is something I'm particularly proud of. Anyway, so Gao Shun has been a star for us, and I want to pay attention that he's got 1250 assault, 1250 defense, and little Wang Yi there, only 600 assault, so nothing particularly special. However, we can do, I think, 2 improvements to this. So first of all, Gao Shun and Wang Yi are going to get married. Where are you, Wang Yi? So this gives Gao Shun a much deserved wife. A little bit of boost to his stats, only 100, not huge, but it's, and 100 boost to her assault, so not huge, but something respectable. However, we have not finished there. If you've been paying attention, you'll have noticed I have been using Dao Chan and Yan Shi very, very prominently throughout this series. I can make the 3 of them sworn siblings, and this is where the big brain idea comes into play, because now Dao Chan, Yan Shi and Wang Yi will further enhance Wang Yi's capability. So even with only 1,000 troops, she's up to 894 assault, and this is a very, very minimally supported area. Wang Yi will be quite a capable officer of her own, and it gives Dao Chan a little bit of a boost as well to her damage. And not actually, 1300 siege isn't terrible for a very, very weak siege weapon. But we won't be using her as a siege weapon anyway. This is to enhance Wang Yi as an officer. So now Wang Yi and Gao Shun will work together very, very well. And she's a backliner, which I now have the trinity, well, not even a trinity of. I now have Dao Chan and Wang Yi as backliners, Yan Shi in the 3rd rank, and Lu Bu, Gao Shun, Dao Chan in reserve. I could even use Sima Yi as my final backup liner in catapult formation. There's options. Now I think Wang Yi has to be in range when the trait spawns, so there are many traps here, and Sima Yi's probably going to take significant amount of damage. There's not a huge amount we can do about that. I always ignore this pass and make my way to Zitong through this mountain path here, but we're doing it this way just for variety's sake. Speaking of variety, however, the Qiang hero, he's going to go on a little of a side quest for us to take these surrounding areas to reinforce my main assault on Jiangyi Gate. Sima he's taking his time to recover. This is the kind of situation where having Guo Jia or Zhuge Liang would be invaluable, as I think they both disarm traps. But we don't have either of those, so we are just going to hope Sima Yi can do his best. No traps yet. No traps yet. It's looking okay. I say tenuously. The AI isn't deploying. If they do, they can probably make short work of Sima Yi, so I'll bring these up and I'll just sort of move along inch by inch trying to detect these traps. There's the next trap, and let's hope that disorder doesn't last too long. Yeah, not terrible. Less than a turn. So that's Wang Yi doing her job. The question is, will there be another trap? The answer is nearly always yes. Let's just move along very carefully and wait for that fire to expire. No, we're in luck, unless there's a trap here. Well, that's a very rare occurrence. Okay, so Gao Shun, you move up here. Zhang Liao, you move up here. Everyone, slowly but surely make our way to this gate. We haven't finished with the traps yet, I know that for absolute certain, but we're about halfway through. Traps, 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 where are you? Not by here. Ah, here comes Zhang Ren. Okay, good, good, good. I've actually lost plenty of battles here. Actually, this is a pretty good spot to be fighting Zhang Ren. I was going to say, I've lost plenty of battles here, getting caught in a trap and a big unit coming out of the gate, so this is why I'm being very careful, but this is going better than I could possibly have expected. Because we're quite densely packed and buffed up, we're not taking any damage from these arrow towers, so I'm not massively worried about them. Come on, Lu Bu. Yes, Lu Bu and Zhang Ren are going to be fighting their little duel there. As long as there isn't a trap. Sima Yi, you can sort of march up the mountain here. Wang Yi, get involved. Yan Shi, get involved. That is a very strong Zhang Ren, mind you, because he has got Wu Yi supporting him. Well, it's not going to be strong anymore. Well, not that weak. So, I am going to take a gamble and march everyone up here, through the mountains, and pray for the best. Oh, look at that. Heaven's punishment. And there was another trap there. Okay, well. Ooh, that's doing a lot of damage. And our diplomacy with Rome is complete. We've got... okay. Everyone's on fire. Not brilliant. You can get out of the fire. I think that would be an improvement for the situation. And into the fire you go. Come on, Lubu, get a duel. You haven't had one in a while. Swoon Yi down. Oh, I'm not going to let him escape, are you? Yes, you are. That's embarrassing. Lubu letting his enemies escape. Wouldn't have thought you would be that way inclined, Lubu. Short work of escape. My little skirmishing unit on the west flank has not been attacked at all, so we'll try this, but from the east. So who is the other one that doesn't have reckless, the Chancellor? Not many troops. No, I don't want to use huge amounts of food. So there you go. And then with that taken, and the gate taken, Zitong will only have one supporting area left. Come on, Lubu, catch him, he's got weak morale. Come on, get the duel, use your tactic, do something. And there's another trap. Didn't confuse him either, that's good. So, are we finished with the worst of it? I don't think we are. But Simi is going to take the final sacrifice for us and potentially walk into the very last fire trap. This looks too empty to not have a trap in it. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Gao Shun start to retreat so he can get his siege weapon out. You can move out of the way for Gao Shun. It'll be a bit of a march, but we might as well make preparations for the siege weapon. There was another fire trap. And Sima Yi is burnt. I thought there might be one more, but that should be it now. That should be it, I say with no confidence whatsoever. And Sima Yi, of course, is wounded. Maybe I will, once I've taken the gate, put my herbal officers back in charge to mend you back up. What's strange about this area is it doesn't recognise itself as being connected to this area here, and vice versa. So there's no adjacency bonus, and the AI will subsequently not attack from here and here because they cannot see the two as being connected. That's an interesting bug I didn't know about. Same as this little area here. Okay, maybe it's by design. So this is why the AI will never attack through this pass. Why don't they consider themselves as adjacent to each other? That's incredibly odd, but there we are. Okay, Jiang Ren, here he comes once again. He'll be supported by that fort, so this might be a bit of a tough fight. And we're starting to see some of Lubu's officers die off because we're approaching the year 200, I think. Are we? Yeah, just about. Okay, everyone move forward slightly, get in range to support this battle. January 199. We have been in this scenario for 8 years now. There we are. Any other areas? I suppose I could take the track there, completely surround the city off. And who are you? You two. Don't think any of these officers are of any particular note. And who have we got? Ah, the sworn siblings getting their tactic off. That's brilliant. So Zhang Lei's making his long way around the fort. It's nice when that happens though. Ah, Jia Kui, he's a fairly competent political officer. It's a shame he's come way too late. And there's Zhang Ren gone. Gao Shun missed his chance for experience from the gate sadly, but there'll be plenty more experience to earn from Zhang Yi. So Jia Kui is one of these officers that is pretty good as an all-rounder because he's always in Cao Cao's force, and Cao Cao has plenty of good officers. You never really need to use him. Castle builder, which is okay. Much like Sima Yi, he has prudence, so he's a potential trap clearer, and he can't be provoked. So not really massively useful, but better than no traits at all. One of the Sima brothers, he is more politically orientated. But if you want to see him not being used but his stats looked at in my previous Sima Yi family campaign, he is, I'll just have a quick look at him now. I do remember him being, fairly disappointing. Yeah, he's a transporter and an overseer. I completely forgot I had Wei Yan. Oh, there we are. I just want to highlight as well how Cao Cao has not attacked us once in this campaign. Well, this video, this section of the campaign. I think he's a bit intimidated by the volume of our troops and by how Liu Bei is taking the fight to him. Not that he's going to win this battle, that's a very potent Cao Cao, but he is struggling now, which is very good for us. Here we go, Gao Shun at the gate once again. And his leadership is now 93. So that's 95. I think with his 2 ranks, or the rank he has that gives him +2 leadership. Yeah, look at that, 95. He's up there with Zhang Liao at the moment, I think, who's probably at like 97. 98, yeah, he's catching up with Zhang Liao, which is certainly impressive. This gate having restrained and not volley is a lifesaver because it's not going to do huge amounts of damage, and our Roman shield walls have arrived. That is perfect. So what these shield walls do is a unique tactic that any type of unit apart from siege weapons can learn, is that it increases your defense in an AoE bonus, much like Cao Ren's tactic, and it heals you a little bit, much like Liu Bei's tactic. I mean, if I have a quick look here, tactics, tactics, tactics. Shield wall, are you at the bottom somewhere? I should have paused. There we are. So, it's intelligence based. It's AoE, a +10 bonus to defense, which is huge. That's very, very, very good. And it recovers wounded AoE as well. And it being intelligence based makes it particularly good for officers like Zhang Liao, not so much Gao Shun. Of course, officers like Jia Shi, Fa Cheng, officers like Wu Ji, and even Xu Huang. So, what I am going to do now is there's still a +10 intelligence item to find in Luoyang. I'm going to move my political officers over here, the ones I'm not using. The ones that aren't famous, effectively. So no, anyone that's not famous is going to go over to Luoyang, and I'm going to hopefully be able to now find this +10 intelligence item, which is always incredibly hard to find. Are we going to get another leadership point before this gate falls? Yes, we are. 94 leadership now. And we still got the Hulao gate and Wang gate to go. Gao Shun is getting up there. Liu Chang's son? There you go. And the gate has been cleared. That was stressful. This is always one of the most notoriously difficult points. Where's my officer gone? Dead? Ah, it's an arrow tower range. Okay, that was silly. I just threw away 3,000 troops. Don't do that. If that isn't too obvious. Oh no, you're going to go away now. And so Wang Yi and Shi Yuan. So yes, very much don't do what I had just done there. But we are now in a position to attack the very lightly defended Zitong as soon as my troops, my reinforcements are on the way. So, tell you what, 30,000, send over everyone. And they'll be there in 6 turns. God, that's a lot. 6 turns, oh well. The perils of fighting ensue. I've just checked my items and I've got a +2 strength item that's been sat around not doing anything, and I think I'll give that to Gao Shun. It doesn't really do a huge amount for him, but if he gets in a duel, it gives him a bit more of a chance of, well, winning it, I suppose. Not that he's had much difficulty with that in this campaign. You know what, with only 6,000 troops, I don't think I even really need all these reinforcements on the way. I can attack Zitong with quite a small force. My fish formation officers, I won't take a siege weapon along, so I won't need, as I say, I won't need siege weapons, and I won't incur the casualties that siege weapons incur. What's he doing there, that little unit to the south? He must be taking back that area I secured. Not particularly relevant, but there we are. I suppose what we have to keep in mind is that he does have some very potent snake formation officers in this city. However, they aren't going to be recruiting too many troops. So at the same time, is that necessarily the end of the world? No, not really. Is that... No way, no. Well, that's silly of him. Well, I've got plenty of troops in the Yamping Gate, so I'll just bring those along. And the Chiang officers can certainly defend Hanzhong with 10,000 troops without any concern at all. And as we've been doing, 30,000 troops and as many supplies as he wants to take will be moving their way south to Hanzhong. Okay, so even though they have potentially the defensive advantage, I'm not massively worried about that. We'll send 6,000. Wang Yi can have, they have volley though, so I will keep that in mind. In fact, Wang Yi definitely needs a title. She doesn't really need strength, so where are you, Wang Yi? Probably quite far down. There you go. So, Wubu, Zhang, Liao, Gao Shun, they can have 7,000 each, I think. Wang Yi, Dao Chan, Yan Shi, so Wang Yi can have 3,000. Leaving 1,000 in the gate just in case. And of course I haven't taught a disorder yet. Or even, actually never mind disorder, let's try shield wall that. So let's have a Chang Liao. You can have shield wall too. And why not give... Where is she? Yan Shi, Du Shi, Yan Shi. Oh, she can only use siege weapon formations. Never mind. I did try. Okay, so back again, 3rd time trying to deploy. 7,000, 3,000, 1,000, 1,000. I could have given it to Dao Chan, but I'll give her disorder, so we'll still need one. You can have shield wall, increase your defense, which will be quite helpful. Gao Shun, of course, can have formation detect. So, yeah, defect, sorry. And Wubu can have volley. So, where they go, Wubu goes here, Zhang Liao goes here, Gao Shun goes here, Dao Chan here, Wang Yi there, Yan Shi there. And this will take about 4 turns for us to get into position because it's all mountains. Okay, whoops, I accidentally moved into position too early and took a huge volley from the city, so we are now going to attack. But the city itself isn't going to be doing a huge amount of damage to us. We just have to be careful that we do not move the supportive units into volley range, which is sometimes easier said than done. So Zhang Liao's going to be there, and Lu Bu's going to be there. Oh, well, there's no way I can support both, so there you go, Gao Shun. And here we go, defensive Hanzhong. So we want the Chancellor, the Brave Officer and the Warrior, I suppose, 3,000 troops each. In fact, maybe what we do 2,500 each. Oh, that leaves the city very... So if I do 2,000, I am at risk of like fire arrows or anything of that effect. But we do have reinforcements on the way. So we can, as long as we take out Zhang Wei, we'll be okay. Okay, there we are. Shield wall in effect. 1,800 defense. And there's a nice volley on the city. Formation defect doing a fair amount of damage. So... well, that shield wall only affected Zhang Liao. The others weren't in range, it seems. Yeah, well, not the end of the world. And Wang Yi, 1,000 assault. Not too bad for a backliner, providing support to Gao Shun at the same time. 600 siege, 30 demolish. With a siege of a fish formation officer, not bad at all. And then how are we looking here? He might be able to take out one of them, maybe two, but yeah, not a huge concern. Nothing more to see here, I think. There we are. Look, minimal casualties from the city, so we can take this quite slowly. And oh look, they took 1,000 damage between the two of them, and now Zhang Lu is alone and vulnerable. So if you take that back, march on Zhang Lu, and we teach him a lesson for being very, very silly. There we are, just so we can see both things at once. Rally gives him a bit more assault. That's not going to do enough, and he's already out of here. Much like Zitong, one more turn and he's out of here too. As long as it doesn't volley me as a parting gift, I can just march everyone in. And here falls Zitong. Thank you very much. Can Wu Yi and Zhang Ren join us? Probably not, no. And how many more areas do I need in order to have the bonus? Oh, one more. That's handy. So if I take Chengdu or Jiaoqiu, why is the icon only appearing for Jiaoqiu and not Chengdu? That's strange. Much like... I could attack Changyong and start trading for the plus 10 strength item, but I did say I'd only expand there after taking out Shu, so I'll stick with it. But we are almost at the point now where we can get the life extension item from Shu, which is nice because we're in the year 200 and people do not live forever, especially not Lu Bu's faction, and we're halfway through the year. So do I leave it at that? We've got more gate work to do, unfortunately, so I think I will set up the assault on Chengdu before we finish this episode. Things are going bad for Liu Mao when he's sending out Wang Fu and Dong He in crane and ring formation to stop my assault on his gates. In fact, you can see here my siege weapon's actually more potent, 1 for 1, than his ring formation officer, so I am quite relaxed about this attempt at a defense. Iron Wall's not going to save you, and the more the merrier. Throw your troops away, it just makes Chengdu easier to siege. Yeah. Ah, Dong He, one of the Shu Prime Ministers. Or the father of the Shu Prime Minister, Dong Yan, from what I recall. Am I correct there? Possibly. 95 leadership. I think that is 5 points in one episode. I think, does that make him 1 under Zhang Liao? 97 and Zhang Liao's 98. There we are. If I can get him to hit 100 leadership, I'd be very, very happy. And this is just another day of us melting a gate. This is a very easy gate to attack, as we have 3 supporting areas to their 1, which is going to be inverse in the next gate. And this is going to be finished, and another leadership point, 96 leadership for Gao Shun. He is now the same leadership stat as Zhang Liao, which is incredible, and he will soon be in a position hopefully to overtake Zhang Liao. We can make Gao Shun the premier general of the Three Kingdoms period. I mean, if we have a quick look, what is his competition? Cao Cao? Oh yeah, he's not going to catch up with Lu Bu because he gets, what does Lu Bu have? Oh yeah, plus 10 leadership, so if I took that away, then he would still be at 99. Ah, he'd be better. So Gao Shun is top 4 with no item. The only item he has is the shooting star. So that's a mini goal of this campaign, I suppose. Get him to overtake Cao Cao, Sima Yi and Lu Bu as the top generals of the period. I was incorrect. He isn't the father or even the uncle potentially of Dong Yun, who was the Prime Minister of Shu. However, he's still pretty good as a domestic officer, and he's quite close to betraying his lord with only 92 loyalty. Now Sima Yi's being sent over to the Fu Shui Gate. You can probably guess as to what's going to happen there. Well, the guess, it's traps. There's going to be lots of fire traps. Oh, he's building more arrow towers. So if there's an arrow tower there and an arrow tower there, there might not actually be traps. Okay, that is fantastic. That is brilliant. Let's see myself be proved wrong. Send out 6,000 of you, and then you all in reserve. So go, 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 and I'll just have the buddies sit back in reserve, well out of range. Sima you can go around the mountains just in case there's one there. No fire traps today. Oof, not doing a huge amount of damage to that arrow tower. Ah, Lubu's got his duel. There we are. Zhang Shong, he's particularly weak, I think. 20, 30. 9? Okay, 9. He could very well be dead from that duel. No, he survived. Lubu must have been going easy on him. And he might even escape. Lubu, that's incredible. Unless Lubu gets its tactic off. And he's even baited Lubu into the firing range of the gate. Can't fault him for that. Apparently he has troops on the way to attack me, but look at that. That is certainly an army. Mountain Warlord, and the Nanman Qian unit. So, oh, there we are. Once we've done this, maybe we just retreat back into the gate and we fight this battle before taking out Chengdu. Okay, we are going to take the fight to this Qian unit now. So I think my army will consist of 9,000 of the frontliners. Wang Yi, perhaps he can have 4,000. Sima Yi doesn't really benefit from being with us, but he can have 3,000 just for the potency of his tactic. Dao Chan and Yuan Shi, so Dao Chan only needs 1,000. Yan Shi, oh, in fact, I'll give her 3 just in case she gets hit by the backfire of a tactic. And Yan Shi doesn't need any troops at all. So Lubu, Zhao Yun, Lubu, Zhang Liao, Gao Shun, and Sima Yi will make the offensive move, and I'll just get these the supported units in reserve, as we'll know where we are after about a turn. He is reckless, I imagine, yep, so he'll probably come for us. In fact, 2,000 assault, 1,000 defense, that is a very potent general, and he has brave general, very potent unit. So this is going to be actually, dare I say it, a battle. So Lu Bu, don't get baited off into attacking. I want to try and play this properly. We'll get a camp set up, all back there. Wang Yi, move over. Gao Shun, move over. Yang Shi, definitely move over. And Sima Yi, you take the flank. Don't set fire to it. And let's see if he makes a move for us. I want to fight him on more favourable terrain than this. He is so very, very strong. No, that's not very favourable either. Okay, we're just going to have to fight him at full strength and hope for the best. Get out of the way, Lu Bu. No, no, okay, this is bad, this is bad. We're going to have to try and rescue Lu Bu if we can. Probably can't. Typical Lu Bu. I don't think he's even going to last. So, let's just try and get everyone over there as quickly as possible. Look at those terrible trades. We rescued him, but surprise! I didn't actually set the tactics, did I? Okay, that helps a great deal because that's also a very scary unit. Okay, so Gao Shun. No, Gao Shun's gonna have to get in there because Lu Bu is almost certainly going to fall here. And what have we got? Okay, what have we got? What have we got here? Well, okay, well, Lu Bu redeemed himself somewhat. Emphasis on somewhat, of course. Shield wall, a huge heal there. Wang Yi, really doing her part. Sima Yi may need to go tie him up. Yep, so go lock down Wu Yi. And then we move, we pivot back into position here. And continue doing damage to this Nanman unit. Okay, Sima Yi, yes, he's retreating. Let him retreat. Another chain tactic, brilliant. He's also trying to retreat, but he's not going to manage to do that. So everyone, attack the Nanman unit and retreat back into the city. Mission accomplished. There we are. I am very happy with that result. Well, apart from losing Lu Bu's troops there, we must have taken about 10,000 casualties, which is probably our heftiest battle yet that didn't involve fire traps, admittedly. But we have troops in reserve. The effect of that battle on Liu Mao's forces was visible, I think is the right word for it. Jiang Chao has lost half of its troops, and Sun Jian, the paper tiger, who's picked up a few of Liu Mao's officers by the looks of it, is now in a position to threaten Jiang Chao potentially, though his officers are very spread out. He needs the Jing province officers to spawn, which sort of happens between sort of the early mid 200 to 210, including the likes of Zhuge Liang, Pang Tong, Huo Yuying, and a few of the sort of Shu province officers. Cao Cao is taking Xin Yi from Liu Biao. Liu Bei and Cao Cao are fighting to a draw, but Yuan Shao is continuing to try offensives that simply aren't going to work. But this would be the perfect time to take the Hulao gate, but Gao Shun's occupied, and we are saving those gates for Gao Shun. But speaking of which, the Mianju gate is nearly ready for conquest. It looks like Liu Mao is at it again, completely ignoring the threat that Sun Jian could pose to him. Silly, but what do I do here? Do I pull back? I'm going to take the gate and then we'll just sort of see what happens. I'm not overly concerned as I've got plenty of troops and there are certainly reinforcements that could come our way. Speaking of which, I can send 20,000 down. Plenty of food. Duji. And I could send maybe 20,000 from Luoyang over to Chang'an, just to balance things out. You know what? I don't think Cao Cao's going to be attacking anytime soon. Looking at, well, this. So I think I will have, I will have the Luoyang army come to provide some assistance for the Shu campaign. Make sure we don't leave anyone out. I think that is it. Zhu Huan, Lu Ji, Xu Zhen, Fao Cheng, Du Shi. So they can make our way over to Zitong. And from Chang'an, I forgot anyone else I want to join along. I think I'll have Zhen Yu come assist us. I'm not going to send the whole of the Ma family just in case we get attacked from Wan, as that is Cao Cao's stronghold, quote unquote. And I suppose I'll continue sending supplies along. 10,000, yeah, that should be okay. Over to, okay, never mind, they do need food. I'll send some supplies along over to Zitong. And Gao Shun is at home once again, smashing down a gate. Let's see if we get another leadership stat increase. It's looking like I might not this time. There we go, 97. That's 7 points in one episode, just for reference. And there we go. So Gao Shun's demolish 225. It was at about 260 when he had full strength. That is the power of ram farming. Now, that is silly. Why on earth are you marching up to the city by yourself? This is the only way I can describe this is a charge seeking his own death, which we will oblige him with once our officers arrive in 2 more turns. The city can hold out until then. There we are, 1 more gate down. In fact, you have no, your policy's no good for Liu Mao. It's a medium city. I just don't understand what the AI is even trying to accomplish, to be honest. Well, everyone inside. Dio Chan, you can move everyone along. Maybe leave 1,000 in the gate just in case we lose. We'll get attacked from behind. But Chengdu is looking awfully ripe. Very easy to attack from the north, especially once you've got Luo in the gates. Only 2 supporting areas, far from the nightmare that is attacking. What's the capital of Wei called before Yi? Zhuchang. Okay, speaking of which, this should be a fun little return to this army we've not seen in quite some time. So how are we looking for troops? We'll have to keep them fairly small, I think. Xu Zhen, what is your intelligence like? Shield wall for Xu Zhen, yes. And you are, there you are. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to send someone along to get me some more. 4,000 gold, there you go. So, have I got enough troops for this? I hope so, I hope so. Yeah, we should be okay. And I'll even have Sima Yi. In fact, Shan Yu, you'll brave the field of only 1,000 troops. Sima Yi, you need 3,000. And just in case we get bursted, that should do it. Now they never ever deploy in the way I want them to, so we'll try our best, but it never works out. So Uji, come out here please. Zhu Huang, come out here please. Sima Yi, come out here. Here please. Zhu Jun, come out here and move there please. Zhan Yu, come out here and move there please. Fa Cheng, come out here and move there please. And Du Shi, come out there and move there. Now let's watch this not work at all. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. We're taking heavy casualties, but the tactics will start spawning soon. No, they won't. We'll just beat him through brute force. As you can see here, Fa Cheng 900 assault, not bad for a tiny little archer unit. Sima Yi is actually going toe to toe and doing a little bit better than everyone else because of vantage ground, showing what a capable unit he is on the defence. Speaking of which, we are now going to set up formation. And this is a risky way of doing it. Should Zhang Ren continue the assault? Is Zhang Ren going to turn around? It's quite possible. He's now facing overwhelming odds, and who do they want back? Why not? Okay, Zhang Ren, come for me. Keep marching, keep marching. No, he's going for the camp. That's a strategic move, certainly. Not a good one, but it's a strategic move. Uji, we are very low on troops, but it really doesn't matter unless he fires off at Chukonu. That should do, and then we have some more reinforcements on the way. Speaking of which, Zhang Liao's going to go get this area, take it back. I'm going to have Lu Bu and Gao Shun just quickly out in the field, building a camp for us here, just to get ready for the siege of Chengdu. Okay, Zhang Ren, we're coming for you. Very, very slowly through the mountains. Oh, never mind, he's actually coming for us. Chain tactic. Brilliant. The trio are back at it, and what are we going to accomplish with this? Oh, 1500 damage. Not what I was expecting. But now the lockdown from the backliners comes into effect, and Zhang Ren's going to be cut off. There is simply no way he recovers from this, so I'm just going to tell everyone attack and retreat. Same as you, move over there, then retreat. And Zhang Liao, get back into the city. That's all we needed. Build this up. And then off to Chengdu we go. Nah, no way is he coming for us as well. Ah, that's annoying. Well, everyone, I need to tell you to not retreat. In fact, just sort of stay where you are, really. Annoying. Oh, he's retreating. There we are. He's seen what a disaster Zhang Ren found himself involved in and decided, no, that's not what I'm going to be doing today. Back to Jiangzhou. Still 20,000 troops. He's got reinforcements coming in from the south, which isn't bad, but how is he producing so many troops? Down to 60,000 from the 120 started with in the beginning of the video, and South South's maintaining is 100,000, even though He's got Yuan Shao and Liu Bei knocking at the gates, and he is slowly losing territory. But we are doing quite well. We up to 200,000 yet? Yeah, 250, so we've increased our troop count by 100,000 in this video. Just by itself, which is immense. Speaking of which, reinforcements, if you can send 23,000 over and then plenty of food and some gold, that would be brilliant, as we're running low on all of that. Okay, we've got one minor battle outside Chengdu, trying to defend the city. In our Ho Cheng, we never got a chance to use you, as you're like a somewhat mediocre Lubu officer who's better in some of the earlier games because cavalry has power in those games, and like this version where cavalry is effectively neutered. That's by the by. What is important is that... Ooh, that's annoying. So what's important is that we take out this unit, but easier said than done, it looks like. And he's going to retreat, which Lubu's going to chase him into the city. No, he didn't chase him into the city. That's incredible. First time Lubu's showed restraint. So all we do, move into position. Lubu one step closer. Or maybe not, maybe you wait there. Gao Shun moves here. Wang Yi behind Gao Shun. Gao Chan there. Chengdu does have volley, so it could obliterate our backliners, as we've seen before. Look at that. Just knew that was going to happen before it happened, but we are making short work of the city regardless, so I just have to move Dao Chan one step back, and Wang Yi has plenty of troops she could move in, and Chengdu will fall within another turn. Power of Gao Shun's ram. Oh, whoops. And one final leadership bonus to increase the, or to end the episode on with the fall of Chengdu. Gao Shun has now surpassed Zhang Liao. So if everyone can, there we are, back up to 1,000, brilliant. There are some more shield walls for us, so everyone can get into the city. We are now able to trade, I think, with, yes, we are now able to trade with our friends in India, I believe. Yeah, so we give them 9,000 gold, 12,000 supplies, as we've learned from experience, 2,000 troops, and they will be able to go show, I think it might be India, either way, show whatever nation it is, our gratitude. And of course these guys all come over here. Now, so to show where we left off, or where we started and where we left off, we've taken 2 cities, which doesn't seem like a huge amount, but we did have to work our way through these passes, which was incredibly painful. Chengdu, of course, is the capital, so this puts Liu Mao in a very precarious situation. Sunjian is now posed to potentially swoop in. There are plenty of fortifications on the western side of Jiangzhou, not so much on the east. We maybe need to be a little bit careful, but a 2-pronged assault from Zitong and Chengdu will make short work of Jiangzhou. Sunjian is, well, 200,000 troops. Even though he lacks officers, he is building up quite an army, quite a force. He is at war with both Shesi, Yuan Shu, Liu Biao, and Cao Cao, however, and of course Liu Mao, so he is in a 5-front war. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be very difficult for him to expand. Cao Cao is holding off just on the basis of the quality of his officers, but will that last forever is yet to be seen. Yuan Shao hasn't been able to finish off Gongsun Zan, all because of the benefits of the AI gets playing defensively on extreme difficulties. That's not a surprise. But are we seeing, potentially, we are seeing Chai Sang fall, the likes of Zhou Yu, Sun Jiao, and Wo Jun attacking the city. It'll be interesting to see if anyone's able to expand before I can finish Liu Mao off. As you can see in this episode, we're able to make very quick progress with these cities now. We are in a very comfortable position. We've got more troops than we have to worry about using. The only difficulty we have is supplying them through Hanzhong and Zitong. But as soon as we're out of Shu, I think not so much out of Shu, as soon as we are able to reach Yong'an, our supply problems are going to evaporate and we will be able to unleash hell on the rest of China, very much in the style of Lu Bu. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode and you've enjoyed watching me, most importantly, boost up Gao Shun to be his best self. He's now at 100 leadership, or without his item, his rank, he's now at 98 leadership. He is quite possibly the third best general in China. No, second. Oh no, I did old. Oh no, this is it. He is, yes, the third best general in China, coming very close to approaching Cao Cao. So I hope we are able to get him to that blessed number 2 rank. He is actually better than Lu Bu if you ignore Lu Bu's item. So Cao Cao is number 1. Gao Shun's number 2, and we hope to change that in the next episode. Take care now.